Are you ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that make eating, well, let's say very easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Factor Podcast and use code Factor Podcast, all one word, to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code Factor Podcast at factormeals.com/Factor Podcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box.
Yannis, Pappas. Yeah. When you all tucked up in the day been long, and the news online going on and on, what's right and wrong, and it's something up. Now here comes a Greek kid you know you can trust. From the true who's who to the news and cameras to the fake politics and the propaganda. Yeah, this kid's screwed in, got a lot to say. Oh shit, it's about to be a long day. It's a long day.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Yannis Pappas Hour. We're still up at patreon.com/Yannis Pappas Hour. Weekly bonus episodes. There is a coterie of fans out there that really enjoy those episodes, so go and join if you love the show. If you're new to the show, thanks for joining us. Also, he's a friend of mine. No other reason. I want to say go get Michael Costa's book, Lucky Loser. He was a professional tennis player. Now he's on The Daily Show. He's a great guy. Just a good person. So go get Lucky Loser, Michael Costa. It's just a friend. They didn't pay me to say it. He didn't ask me to do it. He just sent me a book with a nice card. And so the card was enough for me to promote it to a few thousand people. It was just because that's a little extra effort. His handwriting sucks, and but it was enough. Also, he sent it a long time ago, and I just found it. But it's out there if you still read. If anyone still reads anything that's not on a screen, or get it on your Amazon thing. But he said, he goes, you're a good dude who makes being funny seem easy. And then he had me. That's all he needed to say. But then he even pulled me even further when he said, here's my book. I visit a Dutch prostitute in one of the chapters, so it's not all bad. I'm in. Thanks for being a friend and helping spread the word. Sincerely, Costa. And I initially have to say I liked him because I thought he was Greek because his name was Costa. But then I realized he's not Greek. He's just a white guy from the middle of the country who's very funny and a good dude. And I like Michael Costa. And I want to get him on this show, Hyenas, again. We had a classic episode of Hyenas back in the day, which he was great. So, you know him from The Daily Show. But he's also a great stand-up comedian. He really is. Great jokes. And, he's a guy you can have a reasonable conversation with. He may be the only secret Republican on that show ever. I don't know if he is. I'm not saying I'm not. But when you talk to him, he's like, yeah, he gets, you could talk to him like a reasonable person, and that, that there's a lot of right people on the side you can't talk to reasonably either. And some of them live with me. And sometimes, it's just, there's a lot, it's a religion to us. Some people, it's a religion. Some people, it's a business. Have you noticed that there's sections of the body politic? You can go, for these people, it's a religion. Okay? So you're not going to campaign to those people. And then you got people who it's a business. You want to talk to those people because those people have what we call no moral compass. All they care about is self-interest. So you want to talk to them because they're malleable. These people are not. The religious are not. But they have a moral compass, just too much of one. So you got your religious political followers, you got your business political followers going, hey, how's this going to affect my bank account? And then you just got everyone else who's doing it for whatever reason that is. Wow, it's a hodgepodge of people going, this is right, this is wrong. My conditioning, my mother was a Republican, my dad was a Democrat, I'm a student, I want to buy a house, the food is poison, my girlfriend's trans, she wants to play soccer, I'm in for that, I'm dating a girl who's liberal, so I became liberal. There's just a hodgepodge of people, and those people, I would say, are second level hardest to reach, because a good piece of trans puss is going to make you a little more religious than it is business interested. The business interested people are malleable, right? Because they're just, money's more malleable. Okay, All right, I'll look the other way. All right, the immigrants are doing what? Okay. As long as my bank account is doing good, you want to talk to those people. And maybe the Democrats and Republicans have been doing a little too much at talking to those people, and they forgot about these people who are too fat because they're hitting the buffet at Applebee's. The 2 for $20 meal's not enough. They need to work. They need a better purpose in life instead of trying to get a promotion at Walmart. And they want their town to look better again. And they want to live like their grandfather did, on a line, pushing toilet paper to the next guy. Or somebody who, loves Jesus and doesn't want to see Chinese people or Puerto Rican people. But, there's a bunch of reasons. And they go, which one of the candidates sounds more racist? That's my guy. Even if he's not racist, he sounds more racist. That's my guy. You got to talk to them a little bit. Which is what Donnie T came and did. He spoke to the culture of it. Bernie was just speaking to don't you want more money? And they're going, we don't understand that, man. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I eat at Subway. Sure, it's killing me. Sure, it's processed meat that's full of sodium. I don't care. I'm eating. My mom's got a house. She's fat. She's got neck fat. She orders Cheesecake Factory from the Cheesecake Online store. She's got an addiction to Amazon spending. Yeah. We got Christmas tree tchotchkes that are filling the basement because my dad doesn't bang her anymore, so she fulfills that void with plastic from the 99-cent store and the Christmas tree shop. Yes, but we don't have six figures anymore. And Bernie, you're kind of speaking to me because you're going like, wait a second. What about my tax breaks? Why are they giving the tax breaks to that guy? Okay? Why are you doing that? You're kind of talking to me. But Bernie, you're not talking the human language, baby. Trump speaks the human language. He goes, other, boom. His wife's a pig. Arr. He's got punchlines, sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? He's getting into the culture. You get into the culture wars a little bit. Abortion. Yeah, you think Donald Trump cares about abortion, but he got into the issue. He didn't just hide from it like Bernie, like, I don't know. Biden's the better candidate for this candidate. He's a better candidate than that candidate. It's like stick to your guns. Is your friend Hillary a better candidate than Donald Trump? Really? Really? And then you want to know why you didn't win besides the fact that you look like a substitute teacher in an urban neighborhood? And you're a little old and, it's tough to eat around you? I mean, you have no backbone, right? I mean, you're endorsing the person that cut your knees off 4 years ago, whatever it was, 8 years ago. Right? But on the other side, all the Republicans are doing the same. They're all bending the knee. Marco Rubio, yes, master. My wife is a whore, but yes, master. I am a squeak, but yes, master. They've all been called something by him, lazy, whatever, and they're just yes, master. So that's where we are. Those are the sections of the body politic you have to campaign to and market and pander to and win the affection of in order to get elected while we're still a democracy, which we still are and we probably will remain. Do not make any inferences from what I'm saying. I'm just saying I do think there's a 72% chance on Kalshi that he does a third term. I just think that there's a 72% on, I'm picking I'm definitely going, you're not going to make as much money if you bet that he's going to at least petition for a third term if he's alive. It's probably up on Kalshi. Use my promo code, whatever it was. But here we are. We're still talking about the same things. News has slowed down a little bit, Jess. It's slowed down just a little bit. When COVID news slowed down because all that was happening was COVID. So it was just the same COVID every week headlines. Nothing else is going on in the world right now except for Doge, still, and tariffs. That's what's going on. It's where's the corruption? How much of it is? What's going to get cut? Who's to be afraid? Was it corruption? Is it overreach? Are we in a constitutional crisis? Are we not? And tariff wars. That's what's going on. That's what people care about. That's what the stock market's responding to. That sensitive little bitch. Come on, let the president run his mouth a little bit. He runs his mouth. I mean, here's the deal, okay? You got two businessmen in there running the country. They're also two guys who love themselves. They love their egos, and they're both performative. They love the cameras. You don't see Jeff Bezos, and Jeff Bezos looks like he wants to be a movie star, but he's hiding on his yacht, and he's drinking baby blood. And he's got his Latina. And if you don't think he's got a trans mistress who's hot, you got another thing coming. He's doing the Roman opulence thing in private, right? Elon Musk is doing the Louis XIV opulence thing in public. 14 wives, 100 kids. He's flying around in a jet. You know, he's saluting. He's going on every podcast and commentating show possible. He's making everything public. He's running around. And these two guys are two guys who love riffing. They are products of this era where we just riff. Podcast, baby. You know, no bits. They're just going. So the mouth runs. I think Trump could use a little more polish, you know, before you just, you know, just if you're riffing, or at least tell the people before you go, I'm riffing. What usually is in a politician's internal workings comes out. Maybe it will be a recession. Maybe they won't. Maybe it won't be a recession. Maybe I'll bomb the shit out of Iran. Maybe I won't. But I'm thinking I'm going to kill them all. And then you go, what does he mean? And then you're the president, dog. You're not on a TV show. You're the president. So every word that comes out of your mouth is going to have an economic repercussion. So get solid what you want to do quietly, right? In private, and then do it. If you're going to get rid of the corruption and everything, do it. But talk about something else. Talk about Dallas's offensive line. You don't have to every day be running your mouth to whatever fucking, you know, mouthpiece lets you go. You know, every time he goes on, what's his name? Fox, the only guy, the obsequious Fox guy who's got his nose so far up Trump's ass, you don't even know that he has a nose. Hannity. You don't have to go on Hannity every 5 minutes anymore. You're not campaigning anymore, dog. You're not campaigning. Have you ever seen a president who loves to fucking talk to the public as much as him? You're not campaigning anymore. How many fucking interviews? Look, what's Elon Musk? He's talking to everyone. Just fucking do it. Just do it. Talk about something else. Talk about how the Tesla now can jerk you off. Talk about how the Tesla can now, talk about the Tesla will now tell you if it sees a man or a woman on the street and will say it has to be a man or a woman and it has to identify. That's a woman. Because now it just shows a shady person. So it could be interpreted as non-binary. And say you've upgraded, there's a new Tesla upgrade that goes, that's a woman and don't call it anything different. That's right behind your car. It was picked up on camera and don't hit her. Talk about that and do what you have to do. You talk it too much. I'm always a little skeptical of someone who's always telling me how great they are all the time or telling me what they're doing all the time. It's just, you know, people get nervous when you speak. They get nervous. It's a little nerve-wracking. When you go, I've given directions, if Iran assassinates me, I've given directions to obliterate them. What do you mean? Nukes? Be specific. You can't just fly off at the mouth. You know? Be specific. Tighten it up. Tighten the setup a little bit. Do a tight 5 on a late night show. Cleaned up. A little bit more of a Nate Bargatze it a little bit, baby. Think about everybody who's listening, not just your fans. Because now you're the president of everybody. And your mouth is always going up and down. His mouth is like the fucking Dow Jones. It goes up, it goes down. And Elon, his Robin to his Batman, or who thinks he's Batman. You know, you guys are running your mouth so much, you're making the criticisms easy by them going like, is this a tech usurpation? Is this a tech taking over government to, you know, make it into control all the media, X, and you know, he controls X, but now he's in the government. It's like you guys were talking about this left-wing monopoly, and now it's like you're almost doing the same thing on the other side. It's what it seems. And don't give me the Meet the Press is still on. Nobody's watching fucking Meet the Press who's under 72, okay? The mainstream is now the internet, all right? So if you're still fucking Rachel Maddow is still, it's like nobody's watching. So, you know, that point was 5 years ago. CNN is CNN is totally left-wing biased. Yeah, for the 14 people with shopping bags who sit alone with their stains on their shirt and their button-downs untucked, eating Chinese food on the Upper West Side, maybe. Maybe those 14 Jews who grew up socialist, watching Woody Allen movies with their parents and they didn't know that he was about to marry his Asian stepdaughter? Maybe. Maybe they are watching, and that's it. Okay, ain't nobody watching CNN anymore. You know what they're watching? They're watching my friends. Those are the new reporters. I don't know how this happened. None of them went to Columbia Journalist School. I'm not gonna opine on how this happened, but it happened. Okay? They're not tuning in anymore to hear what Chet Lemon has to say. They're tuning in to hear what kind of questions Theo Vaughn from The Real World is going to ask a presidential candidate. And I don't know how we got here. Okay? I know these people. I never thought, my brother was in politics. I never thought I'd be closer to people in politics than my brother. But now I am. The vice president is going on my friend's show. I mean, Tim Dillon's getting to the bottom of what's going to happen now. So while these guys are thinking about not doing the drugs that they used to love to do, they're getting the scoop for all of us. Okay? That's the mainstream now. So stop whining about the left-wing bias. It's over. Now the right wing is the mainstream. I mean, Fox probably does less numbers than them, but Fox is still number one. Gutfield's number one. So I've been hearing all this left-wing bias, blah, blah, blah. But for like 10 years, Gutfield's been the number one fucking late-night program. Nobody's watching that left-wing shit, is what I'm saying. They did it to themselves. So it's not the mainstream anymore. You can't call someone who makes $250 fucking million the alternative media anymore. The internet is mainstream. And that's just how it goes. And that's just where we are. That's where we are. I don't know how we got here. I'm not saying it's a bad or a good thing. I'm just saying it is a thing. It is a thing, right? So don't start yelling about CNN, okay? CNN's over, dog. When you're yelling about CNN, you're yelling about a sushi restaurant you used to love that is not there anymore, that turned into a bike shop. And you're just mad that it's, that sushi guy was mad. He was rude to you. You're like, that guy who used to have that place there was rude to me. It's like, that thing is gone. It's gone. Chet Lemon is at a leather bar right now blowing a dude. Like, he's got his money. He got his payout. Nobody's listening. Nobody's caring. What is his name again? Chet Lemon? Jack Lemon? Yep. Yeah, I don't even remember his name. The guy, that dude, Rachel Maddow's gone. I mean, she's still on, but like, nobody cares. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening, okay? Chelsea Handler, it's over. I mean, her TV show. But she's trying to sell stuff. She's not going to be talking a lot about Trump either. Everyone, they're all quiet now because they're gathering up. They're huddling up to figure out, okay, they're like, all right, well, that was a fun ride. We all got a lot of money out of that. We convinced all the industry that this was the cultural movement of America. And boy, were they wrong. Turns out America is a little bit more culturally right than they thought. But it was a good gig. They got a lot of money. They got paid a lot. And they go, oh, this is the person who's speaking to the majority of people and the youth. And this is what people want. And then the next thing you know, you woke up 10 years later. And I worked for a network called Fusion that was thinking that we're going to do this. Because the young people, they're diverse. They want left, all the left. And then they just woke up and all the fucking young people are now just right. They're all Reagan lovers. I mean, the whole young Gen, negative Z or whatever they are, they're all just right-wing maniacs, So you guessed wrong. So here we are. Now the left wings, they're lighting Teslas on fire. Now, this goes back to my point of, yes, these maniacs are out there and they would light something else on fire. But as a Tesla stockholder, now we're going to go back talking to Now you know what I was talking about at the beginning. To the people who are a little older, who aren't in that Holden Caulfield phase of life yet, you know? Just like, look at you, phony, but it's like, oh, no, that's me. I'm a utopian child. Who's past the Holden Caulfield era of their life. And he's a little bit more self-interested as a stockholder. I would just like to say, maybe you can shut the fuck up. Maybe you can just shut your fucking South African mouth with your hair tits. Shut your fucking mouth, okay? Stop saying who should be pardoned, who should get at it. Stop giving fucking interviews. Just shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth. Take your little fucking bouncer outfit off. He looks like he's checking IDs at a fucking nightclub every night. All right? Go back to your fucking nerdy room and just shut up. Some of us out here got money invested in your company, and they don't want to hear your ideas on who should be pardoned and who shouldn't be pardoned. They don't want to hear about your ideas of what should happen with fucking Medicaid and Medicare. Keep it quiet. Tell it to the president and let him make a decision and shut your mouth. Don't you got a kid to call? I'm sorry. I got money in this. Am I wrong?
Am I wrong?
Do you have Tesla stock?
Yes, I do.
Would you like this gentleman to shut his fucking mouth?
Good buying opportunity.
Good buying opportunity. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Not if they settle. Not if I go downstairs and my fucking middle class Tesla has a swastika on it.
Hey, Trump just bought one.
I mean, I've had enough of the bouncer outfit. I've had enough of the bouncer outfit. I've had just as much enough as fucking Trump's long tie. I've had enough. He bought a Tesla. That's going to fix it. That's going to fix Elon Musk and Ben Shapiro talking about how maybe Derek Chauvin should be pardoned. Why are we revisiting and relitigating? What are we doing? These fucking nukes, these political nukes. Because the guy had fentanyl in his system and he couldn't breathe. Yeah, okay. You know what you do maybe then? You take your knee off his neck. Wasn't there an autopsy that said he died from asphyxiation or whatever? Okay, solved. Solved. Everyone cares about Derek Chauvin so much right now. Settled. No matter what you believe. Haven't you ever heard about a fucking, what do they call that? A purge? Just one. A token of peace. Sometimes you gotta, anyone ever see Last of the Mohicans? Right?
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Or a guilty party. He's still alive, right? He's working in the kitchen. I don't know the details, okay? All I know is the video did not look good, even if the guy was on fentanyl and was a bad guy. Did not look good that he was kneeling on his neck while the guy was calling for help, putting pressure on his neck, which is what helps you breathe. So I don't know. But I don't know the details. But either way, do you see what I'm saying? I'm talking about those people, the people, the business people in the middle here. Not in the middle, but, you know, with interest. You ever see Last of the Mohicans? Where he says, take me. And then he goes on the faggots.
What?
Sticks. Faggots is also a term for sticks. It's a cigarette in England. It's also originally... unfortunately, its original meaning was all the twigs that they would burn you on. So they put this British soldier, and because he sacrificed himself for the greater cause, and those were officially called faggots. Unfortunately, I think that probably became a term maybe that was used because of what those sticks' function was. I don't know if that's true. Flamers, right. And that's not funny. That's not funny, and it's a bad thing. But phonetically, it is a good word. That argument's been made by a lot of people. It's a good word, just like some other words you can't say. It's a good word. Some of the worst words, just for some reason, they got like a or like a, they just, but you know, you can use it in that context without being, we will cackle it. Or we don't have a cackle, wrong show. We'll edit it out because we want to get demonetized. Or just give we'll beep it.
Although this is a new world, man.
It's a new world, and also the context of what I was saying was I was referring to the sticks because that's the proper nomenclature. It's synonymous with bonfire sticks, witch igniters. You can call it witch igniters. I think someone else called them witch igniters. So fire starters. Anyhowsers. That's my personal plea. It's just too much media personality going on. These guys are just all just on screens all the time. And it's stream of consciousness, dog. Just do what you got to do and come up with the results. And don't talk until you've come up with the results. Till you've got your conclusions. And then say what you're going to do. And then do it. And then we're going to just watch the pie bake and see what happens. All right? Obviously, there's mismanagement of money. It's government. Obviously. You have human beings involved. There's greedy people. There's, backdoor deals. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It happens in private and public sector. Okay? So you want to get rid of that. Okay, do it. And shut your mouth, do it, and then come out with what you did or what you plan to do. Don't keep talking as you're doing it. You know what I mean? It's like me constantly saying, I'm working on a new hour. I'm working on a new hour. You want me to run this one by you? You want to run this one by you? Let me run this one by you. Oh, this one. Oh, that one sounds racist now. I shouldn't have done that. I should have waited till it was a fully formed bit. Oh, that one sounds really, really horrible to women. I should have waited till that was a fully formed bit. I can only talk with the analogy of what I know. Polish up the set. And then tell us about how you're going to use your chainsaw on what people value the most, Social Security. You're giving old people panic attacks, all right? Don't even let them know that you pulled out of the WHO, and that's going to take a year to officially do that, but don't let the old people know that the WHO for the flu vaccine was actually very important because you need the whole globe to try to guess what the strain's going to be. Yeah, it's usually around 40% effective or sometimes more. Some years it's 60, 70, 80, some years 40. But you need the data from the whole world, so we're pulling out of that. So don't tell old people, you may not be here for Easter. You may not be here for Christmas, but there's a better chance you may not be here for Easter. It's just a longer period for flu season. Maybe not even Thanksgiving if you go to if your grandkids are around and they go to raves. But if you don't believe in the flu vaccine, congratulations, I guess. There'll be a potentially less accurate flu vaccine without the WHO. Don't tell the old people that yet, because it's got to be all positive. Anything Trump does, if you believe it, it's got to be 100% net positive. Everything. And for you other people, whatever Bernie's saying is 100% net positive, because you do know that's how the adult world works. Right? Adults know, oh, that's a cute dog. But they also know, oh, look at him playing with a squeaky toy. But adults know that the squeak is mimicking a death rattle, and that excites the dog. So that's the difference between children and adults, and women and men. Because a woman will go, well, if you tell that to a woman, she won't be able to sleep for 4 weeks. She go, my little, yeah. I say, yeah, that thing has the DNA 99 point something % of a wolf. It is playing with that thing and doing this because it's simulating killing it. And that little squeak gets the dog excited because it thinks it's an animal dying. And your little Shih Tzu or your Chihuahua would rather eat something alive. And it would do it, and it would enjoy it. Raw meat, right off your leg. Right? There's no yin without a yang. What makes the good time roll? Bad times. That's what makes the good times roll. Bad times. Too much good times make the bad times roll. You got to know when to say, it's time for me to leave the party, man. I can't feel my left leg. I've done 18 lines of cocaine. My heart rate is now at 180. I'm having too good of a time. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to put down the sword and pick up the plow, or put down the plow and pick up the sword, or put down the plow and the sword and pick up a joint. Indica, get into the couch, or pick up a beer, or a Clonny, or whatever it is, CBD, or jerk off, you know, or cuddle with your wife or dog or whatever. You got to know. You got to know. Humans just always just go too far. And that's what makes me nervous about the anti-Semitism I see on X, because I think about 2012 and I remember going, oh, there's some sort of thing going on right now where everyone's acting like very fascisty about words and things like that. And then it ballooned into watching a 6'4" guy who started taking estrogen in like 2 years, just winning a swim meet. And then people going, what's your fucking problem with that? And you're going like, are you gaslighting me right now? Are you not seeing what I'm saying? You saw Whoopi Goldberg on The View the other day? She's like, I don't understand. You know, she talks down. I don't understand. I don't understand. What's the controversy? They act like these female athletes aren't tough. They can handle it. And you're going, can I get on The View for 5 seconds, please? Please just put me on The View for 5 seconds. And let me just respond to Whoopi by going, okay, can someone who was born a woman tackle Christian McCaffrey in the open field? And watch her go, ah! I don't even want to hear what she had to say. You don't even look it up. I saw it. Everyone knows it happened. She's going, I understand. I don't understand. I'm Whoopi Goldberg. All right, so Factor has won me over. They sent me the freebies to get me hooked, and they got me hooked. I love the juices. They send you, like the 100% juiced, like the different flavors. They're delicious, like, the beet, the ginger, all that stuff. So I just started ordering them regularly because I just love those. I love having those in the house and just drinking them because they're good for you. And I like having the meals in the freezer because, I'm a father and sometimes things are busy. We got kids and there's no, my wife will forget to cook and they're just boom. I'll be like, all right, bang. And I just have a Factor meal and they're great. Great dishes. You can select the ones you want. So it's a nice, for me, it's a nice, front, it's a nice first option plan and a nice last option plan. It's just great. Factor arrives fresh and fully prepared, perfect for any active, busy lifestyle. You can also lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on a randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto. Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. With 40 options across 8 dietary preferences for the menu each week, it's easy to pick meals tailored to your goals. Choose your preferences like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, or Keto. They also got smoothies, like I said, breakfast, grab, and go snacks, and those juices that are great. So eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/factorpodcast, all one word, and use code FACTORPODCAST to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code FACTORPODCAST at factormeals.com/factorpodcast to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. So we're in these tariff wars. I don't work in the aluminum business. I don't work in the energy business. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not in Hamas. I'm not from the tribe. I'm not a WASP. I'm just Yannis Pappas. So I don't know. I don't have any biases from my upbringing, conditioning that could make me say one's better than the other or predict what's going to happen. I don't remember us ever going to war with Canada, but things have changed. I remember the Raptors playing an American team, and that's as far as it's gotten. I know the Olympics come once in a while, and we go to war on the hockey rink and usually lose, but sometimes win. But now Ontario, the province of Ontario, and I think this is Rob Ford's brother, right? Right? So this is the one who doesn't smoke crack. Has suspended. It's a low bar, but it's great that he got elected on his name, even though the name comes with crack.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if Marion Barry had a brother named Steve Barry, and he just campaigned and he said, I don't smoke crack like my brother. And they were like, you're good. So Ford said that he is suspending the 25% electricity surcharge for U.S. customers after Trump ups aluminum steel tariff. So the tariff war is on. They're in effect. We better hurry up and get those fucking aluminum factories made. How long is that going to take? Oh, we have them here? I mean, I don't know. Why would we buy them from Canada if we have them here? Just because of Dems. That's the because of Dems look Jesse just gave me. I don't know if I buy that. There's got to be a reason. It's got to be better aluminum or cheaper or something more reliable. I mean, it's like saying, how come I didn't buy a Ford? You know why I didn't buy a Ford. You know, it wasn't because of Democrats, right? Right? You know why I bought a BMW. It wasn't because of Barack Obama.
What kind of patriot are you, man?
I'm one who's fucking looking around and saying, I don't see a lot of Fords. And I see a lot of Republicans, but I don't see a lot of Fords.
No, you got to get the F-150. That's why.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of Buicks. I just don't.
You need a pickup
I
truck.
see a lot of Hyundais and Toyotas and BMWs.
It's because you're in Lib City.
Yeah, it's because Live City. It's because of the Dems. So it's got to be because of the Dems that we were using their electricity and aluminum. There's got to be a little bit better reason than Nancy Pelosi's tits. So I don't know what's going to happen, but this is going to force change quick. We got to do it quick because somebody's getting hurt here. Somebody's getting hurt. And by somebody, I mean people who pay for aluminum, right? So that's how it works. So now if you lose, I guess aluminum foil, fucking save it. Reuse it. What do you do now? You reuse the aluminum foil? Explain to me how this works. Is this bad, good? What do you think?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, you're supposed to know.
Maybe a can of Coke will be more expensive now.
Right.
Or we just recycle.
Recycle
Yeah.
will get better. So it'll force innovation.
That's right. There you go. Recycle all your Bud Light cans.
Right. And that is the best case scenario of these policies, right? Because it's a three-pronged approach, right? So we're not just doing tariffs in a vacuum. Okay, let's give Cheeto.
Cheeto.
He's an orange kid. He's just an orange-looking guy.
He's got orange powder
Yeah.
everywhere.
What was that? The cat who's on the Cheeto things?
Oh, Cheetah. Yeah, the Cheetah dude.
Let's give the cheetah. Let's give Trumpy Poo. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and his administration. So, what is the end goal of? You know who I'm talking about.
Chester the Cheetah.
Chester the cheetah. Okay, if Chester the cheetah had hair tits. So the end goal, right? So best case scenario, they're going to cut taxes, right? Inflation's going to go down because of the tariffs. So people will have more money, will have more capital, and it'll force innovation. More entrepreneurs, more workers, more people have money to spend because the taxes are cut. No more income tax. They're trying to get rid of that, right? So that's the whole story. They're going to reduce the government spending. They want to impose the tariffs, and they're going to reduce income taxes. So those three things together, best case scenario, will produce innovation. We'll have a little painful period, but the ingenuity of the American capitalist engine will change forms and excel, right?
Yeah. You want to boost the middle class. You want to give them something to do. You want to give them some jobs. You want them to have more money.
Right.
Because the last 30, 40 years.
Worst case scenario, robots are here tomorrow. The American worker can't get the job done. Everyone still wants an OnlyFans page or a podcast, and they don't want to go work at your new startup for Velcro dick clappers or whatever company you've started that's now being advertised on some podcast, right? That needs people to box. Am I correct?
Yep. That could happen.
And the owner of that company goes, can I just get a couple of Mexicans, and builds a tunnel under the wall and imports them to box? And by box, I don't mean the sport. I mean to put the Velcro penis clappers into boxes and mail them out. Because a white 19-year-old or a black 19-year-old or a Hispanic 19-year-old who was born here doesn't want to do it. That's worst case scenario, right?
Yep.
So my thesis from the last episode stands.
Yeah.
It's yet to be seen. I'm not saying it's a conclusion. I'm just saying that's what it's going to come down to. Right? No, seriously, do you think?
Yes.
Yes. So that's worst case scenario. It doesn't work.
Yeah, who knows?
And people get the more money and they go to Foot Locker.
That could happen. Yeah.
Right.
Buy Foot Locker stock.
Right. And what I mean by that is Foot Locker, or not just Foot Locker. Jesus Christ, not just Foot Locker. They could also go to Zara, right? They get their extra money, that extra income, and they go out to dinner again.
How nice would it be not to pay income tax, though, huh?
It would be very nice. It would be very nice. Believe me. Believe me, it'd be very nice. Okay? Be very nice. It'd be very nice. But either way, unfortunately, I'm getting banged out.
Yeah.
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 Bad.
Yeah, I'm getting banged out bad either way. Seems like both administrations I was getting banged out.
Nonstop.
Yeah, so I'm just in that sweet spot where you just get fucking banged out.
Yeah.
I don't got enough to hide, and I don't got a little too not to notice. I just get banged out with the rest of fucking regular Joes. Regular Joes with a little more money. Get fucking banged out.
Yeah, they get you good.
They get you good. They get you good, and I just try not to pay attention to it. And I don't care because I know I'm helping my fellow man.
I'm sure it's going to a good place.
It's going to a good place.
It's money well spent.
It's money well spent. Yeah, I've done social work. Now, listen, I understand, okay, like we were saying before, I think people always compare the private and public sector and go, which one's going to get the job done better? I think that depends, because running a country that is really an empire, you know what's a country? Texas. That's the size of a regular country. We are an empire. We're a collection of states with different little cultures. We share the same language. We are Rome. The official language is English, sometimes Spanish. If you're in Minneapolis, sometimes Somali. Okay? And other places. If you go to some Polish neighborhoods, it's Polish. But we're an empire. So the differences between running an empire and a company, I think they abound. I think the differences abound. But I think the similarity is between the public and private sectors that they're both run by people with different purposes, right? The purpose of the government is to just keep things going, to make these people happy, but also make the lazy people also not rob you on the street. So sometimes when you're paying a tax, if you're smart, you may go, all right. I know dogs are wolves and want to kill. So I'm an adult. Maybe I'm okay paying this person's welfare because that means they're not going to rob me violently. I'd rather rob them, have an intermediate, and they just take the money, and it's like mugger money. Sometimes it's just like mugger money. You go, some people are just fucking never going to figure it out, and they're just going to feed off the system, and you can't like get rid of them, and you got to cohabitate just the same way you got to cohabitate with retards and trolls and all these fucking self-hating assholes. You got to go cohabitate with angry people and, people who fart too much. And you have to cohabitate not just with lazy people, but with all types of people. And government's function is to just keep the ball rolling and keep poor people out of rich people's foyers. That's it. Go up the hill, build your house, and just let the water push the poor people down and let them be happy down there because they can afford the dollar meal. And it just kind of works. And you shuffle shit around and it kind of works. Like when I did social work, you kind of just go, what's your medications? Okay, let me check. Maybe we'll change this, maybe we won't. You just check the same boxes over and over again. You shuffle because some people are immune to growth. For whatever reason. That's government's function. To make sure we stay on top, but make sure we don't collapse. Private sector's purpose and goal is growth at all costs, which is different. It's different from the government. We don't want growth at all costs. We don't want a debt growing at all costs. We don't want spending growing at all costs. We don't want the government growing at all costs. We don't want the government getting too small at all costs. We want a nice shuffle. Little bigger, little smaller, little more benefits, little less benefits. You want it to vacillate according to the times. What's going on now? Hey, COVID, yeah. Now take it back. We gotta take it back because we sell some arms to Iran and get that money right back. Whatever. Iranians kill each other. Shh. It's for a civil war over there, but we got the money from COVID back. And you shuffle it around, you keep it, and you keep your borders tight, and you don't ask questions about how the fucking sausage is made, and you just look at your iPhone and you don't think about the 4-year-old who put it together. And that's the purpose of government sometimes. You know, it's not to cut all waste at all costs. Sometimes waste is a good thing, right? Because you got to cohabitate with people who need that waste so they don't storm your foyer. I don't know. It's more of a balancing act, I think. So we're going to see. We got two austere businessmen, one who's definitely a lot more successful and effective than the other. Let's just be honest. Let's just tell the full story. One of them was innovative and became the richest person in the world. The other one, kind of more of a celebrity, you know, doesn't really own the things he says he owns. He slaps his name on it. He's more like when you go to Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. He's got 14, 20% ownership, but they use his name and they franchise it because he was a celebrity. He was a celebrity. He was America's celebrity billionaire. He was like a cartoon character, but he's got money, but he's flopped a lot. He's got some stupid fucking ideas. From what I can tell, Elon Musk has had no fucking stupid ideas in business. He's had fucking none. Maybe one, right? Getting out of AI. But he got out of OpenAI for like moral reasons.
He's suing.
Yeah, and he's suing because of that. But I mean, you know, Tesla, oh fuck. SpaceX doing great. And then pretty soon we're going to have the chip in our head that says vote Republican. Pretty soon we're going to have the chip in the heads when you go, I feel like I'm a girl. And he's going to go, there's no such thing as a girl, as a boy. The woke mind virus stole my son. So two businessmen, and we're going to see if that translates well, because I don't know if we've seen that. We've seen an actor, we've seen Ronald Reagan, we've seen lawyers, we've seen, you know, that's a judge. They're all lawyers.
A lot of governors.
Yeah. So we'll see. And a lot of people criticize these people, and the criticism should be there. That's what freedom is about. Is you should criticize. You should hold them accountable. That's part of the job right there, because they actually have something important that affects your life. So that's part of it. But also, you sometimes got to give them the benefit of the doubt of how hard it is to govern. Especially, what are we, a population of 345 million or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not... It ain't Finland.
No.
It ain't Finland. It ain't homogeneous Finland.
A lot easier to campaign than to govern.
It's a lot easier to campaign than to govern, and he is an excellent campaigner. And he's just... The economy, behind all the commentary that you guys consume, I think the facts are that the economy was turning around. Like, towards the end of Biden, it was starting to turn, right? What is it? The GDP versus the deficit. What's that called? Was kind of turning around a little bit. He reduced it a little bit. Sally's jobs were being created. He pulled out of the COVID. He was starting to pull out of the COVID malaise. The economy was looking like it was sort of rebounding. But yes, the debt was ballooned, but it's always fucking ballooned. Yes, we had all these other issues. Yes, there's tons of things you can criticize him for. But he also started bringing the factories in. That was him who started, like, the first big chip deal for Michigan, or one of those places, was Biden wanting to bring the chips back. But overall, he's not inheriting as healthy as an economy as he did after 8 years of Obama, right? That's just, overall net, I think that's a fact, right? We have some deep troubles. We have some deep troubles.
We just don't know how bad COVID really was.
But he is inheriting the bad way, or however you view it, of funding the Ukraine war.
That's bad.
He did. That's something you can say also he's inheriting, right? And a bunch of other shit I'm missing. All right, because I know a lot of people think he was horrible.
And the border crisis.
And the border crisis.
That was really expensive.
Right, that was really expensive as well. So he is inheriting some horrible things. But as far as the economy per se, it's not as healthy as it was under Obama, right?
No.
Like, overall.
Yeah, we don't really know what it is, you know,
right?
Because you don't know what they were doing to the books, like how many government workers were there, like where the money was going. So there's a lot to be decided. We don't know how much was being swept under the rug during the Biden administration.
Because Obama, the economy was good. It got really good towards his last four. And then Trump came in and it stayed good.
Till COVID.
Stayed good. So, and also this is we're still kind of recovering a little bit from COVID, supply chains, tariffs, all this shit. You know, Obama was just freeing, you know, maybe you could criticize that. Hey, he's a little too friendly with China. A little too laissez-faire. Talk tough, but no Dewey, right? So he's not coasting right now, is what I'm saying, economically.
No, and he's trying to do really tough shit.
He's trying to do tough stuff real fast. So we got to my conclusion Don't get hyped on anything I said because a lot I don't know. All I'm just saying is I'm reinforcing my point that we are watching the cake bake and nobody can predict it. Everyone's got opinions on what's going to happen, but nobody fucking knows. This could go one way or the other. I think I'm right about that. It ain't going to be like, something's bad. It's going to go, whoa, or wow. It's going to be a whoa or a wow. It's going to be whoa or wow. Ain't nothing in between. Could be the name of the episode. It's going to be like, wow, he did it, or whoa, fuck.
Buckle up.
Yeah, it's going to be that. So we will find out. We will find out what happens. Missouri did win its civil lawsuit, I believe, against China. I didn't know you could sue China. But Missouri has been awarded $24 billion in damages from COVID. Because of their repressing of information or whatever the case was made. So Missouri plans to seize assets to make China pay a $24.5 billion judgment. Good luck collecting. What are you going to call it? Dog the bounty hunter? I bet you King Z's going, yeah. It's coming right up. Yeah. That'll be, yeah.
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail. Don't worry, Missouri. It's coming. The money's coming. You know what Missouri's going to get? Just like I was supposed to be in Springfield, it ain't showing up. Yeah, you're not going to get the money or Yannis Pappas in Springfield, Missouri this weekend.
Some fortune cookies.
Yeah. One you're going to be mad about, the other one nobody's even going to know about, and that's me. So it just ain't happening. It just ain't happening, but it's a funny thing to see. And everyone's going, oh, this is going to set some precedent. Yeah, good luck collecting. But I guess you could seize assets or something legally, right?
Yeah.
How could they collect?
I don't know. Some trinkets.
Maybe some trinkets.
Some cheap plastic shit.
Maybe they own a company or something.
Yeah, maybe. They do own a lot of land.
Lands. China, yeah. Maybe they seize the land, but is that legal? Because they're going, hey, it's usually proc. Like the government outright doesn't own it, right? They own it through private companies. And
right.
Follow American law.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
It's a lot harder. It's the world out there, baby. It's the world out there. And it's the same news, different week. What's my advice to you? My advice to you is if you got money in the market, keep it in there. Keep it in there. I'm telling everyone to keep it in there because I don't want to run. Is that the right advice? I don't know. You may need the cash. I don't know. It could go one way or the other. You don't feel you feel confident with the money in the market? Because,
yeah, you got
I got my finger on the button like this. I'm like this.
Nah.
I'm like, get it out. Okay, hold. Get it out. Hold.
You got to think long term, man.
Long term, we're going to be, long term meaning we're going to have, how long was the Great Depression?
10 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, but what are you doing with the money?
It's a long time.
Just keep it in there. You got a dollar cost average. Keep buying. Buy the dips.
Okay. All right. I'll do that for another day. And then I'm fucking cashing out and moving to Monaco. Where's good to be right now?
What, country-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. I know who wants us? Nobody wants Americans.
Except for that Italian little town.
Oh, yeah.
I'll move there. That's paying
that's
you.
Right.
They give you a little shack.
I heard
you
that
invest in it.
You move into those houses.
Or you could go to Alaska where they pay you to go there too.
Yeah.
And just, it'll shorten your lifespan.
It's no fun.
Yeah. I think the leading cause of death in Alaska is a gunshot wound to the head.
Yeah. Sign me up.
During a 24-hour dark day.
Yeah.
During the winter.
Just alcoholism and domestic abuse.
Yeah. So those are the best case scenarios, worst case scenarios, and we're going to see it play out. And, I don't think it's a good idea to paint swastikas on Teslas because the people driving them have nothing to do with Elon Musk. So I don't know if that's going to help or hurt. But I guess they're doing it because they want to scare everyone to sell their cars, right? To hurt him.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about the money, so you're not doing anything. Plus, don't you guys like electric cars? It's still an electric car, right? It's still not using gas with what you believe in. So I'm not saying this for any reason that has anything to do with me. Just leave the cars alone. All right? I promise. Just leave them alone. And everything will be fine. All right, I want to give a shout out to forthefree.art. It's an organization dedicated to providing artists from Hawaii a place to develop the craft. You can find free shows. They post free music by local artists. Forthefree.art. Very nice website. Also, natelinder.com. Nate Linder helps businesses across the world create high-performing websites, rank number 1 on Google, and profit from digital advertising. So hit him up at natelinder.com. Also, we got displaypros.net. If you're into custom trade show booths, retail fixtures, and promotional items, hit them up. 10% off if you tell them I sent you. Displaypros.net. I want to give a shout out to Rebels Raiders. Rebels Raider at rebels-raiders.com. Get your gear. Go check out their website. They got all types of cool stuff, tactical gear that's affordable. Check them out. Go to rebels-raiders.com. Also, Suds Auto Spa. Check them out. info@sudsautospa.com or 412-564-5033 if you're in Pittsburgh or the Bridgeville, Pittsburgh area, or they will travel if it's a big job. So if you're into paint protection, car capsule units, storage assets, designed to keep your car dust-free and safe from impacts, mildew, even rodents, give them a call and check them out on the gram at suds_auto_spa. PCB Tech Art. Listen, go get the Power Nest right now for your car because your phone shouldn't play hide and seek with your car's charger. Also, the Power Sphere. And they're also design stuff for you. So go to PCBTechArt.com. Yannis 10 for 10% discount. Go check out their website. Yannis 10 for 10% discount off your first order or any order. Just a discount. That's great.